Hi everyone, my name is Sascha, and today we're going to be reading a wonderful book by Leo Lionni. It's called Frederick. Thank you to Dragonfly Books for publishing this amazing piece of writing. Now, do you know who Leo Lionni is? I sure do. Leo Lionni is one of my favorite authors, and he was my favorite author when I was a child. We've read many of his books on this channel before. We've read Swimmy, Alexander and the Wind-Up Mouse, and so on. Now let's read on to find out about Frederick. All along the meadow, where the cows grazed and the horses ran, there was an old stone wall. In that wall, not far from the barn and the granary, a chatty family of field mice had their home. Do you know what a granary is? That's right. It's a place where they make grains. So on that wall lived a family of mice. But the farmers had moved away, the barn was abandoned, and the granary stood empty. And since winter was not far off, the little mice began to gather corn and nuts and wheat and straw. They all worked day and night, all except Frederick. So let's pause there for a second. Why do you think that the mice are gathering food? Right, it's because it's almost winter, and that means that they need to store their food for when they can't come out and it's too cold. So can you guess what season it is now? That's right, it's autumn. It's right before winter. Autumn comes before winter. So anyways, all the mouse were hard at work except Frederick. "Frederick, why don't you work?" they asked. "I do work," said Frederick. "I gather sun rays for the cold, dark winter days." And when they saw Frederick sitting there, staring at the meadow, they said, "And now, Frederick?" "I gather colors," answered Frederick simply, "for winter is gray." And once Frederick seemed half asleep. "Are you dreaming, Frederick?" they asked reproachfully. Do you know what reproachfully means? It means to be disappointed. Frederick said, "Oh no, I'm gathering words, for the winter days are long and many, and we'll run out of things to say." The winter days came, and when the first snow fell, the 5 little field mice took to their hideout in the stones. In the beginning, there was lots to eat, and the mice told stories of foolish foxes and silly cats. They were a happy family. But little by little, they had nibbled up most of the nuts and berries, the straw was gone, and the corn was only a memory. It was cold in the wall, and no one felt like chatting. Then they remembered what Frederick had said about sun rays and colors and words. "What about your supplies, Frederick?" they asked. "Close your eyes," said Frederick, as he climbed on a big stone. "Now I send you the rays of the sun. Do you feel how their golden glow?" And as Frederick spoke of the sun, the 4 little mice began to feel warmer. Was it Frederick's voice? Was it magic? What do you think? "And how about the colors, Frederick?" they asked anxiously. "Close your eyes again," Frederick said, and when he told them of the blue periwinkles, the red poppies and the yellow wheat, and the green leaves of the berry bush, they saw the colors as clearly as if they had been painted in their minds. "And the words, Frederick?" Frederick cleared his throat, waited a moment, and then, as if from a stage, he said, "Who scatters snowflakes? Who melts the ice? Who spoils the weather? Who makes it nice? Who grows the 4-leaf clovers in June? Who dims the daylight? Who lights the moon? 4 little field mice who live in the sky, 4 little field mice like you and I. One is the spring mouse who turns on the showers. Then comes the summer who paints in the flowers. The fall mouse is next with walnuts and wheat, and winter is last with little cold feet. Aren't we lucky the seasons are 4? Think of a year with 1 less or 1 more." When Frederick had finished, they all applauded. But Frederick, they said, you are a poet. Frederick blushed, took a bow, and said shyly, I know it. The end. So, at the beginning, when everyone was gathering food and preparing for winter, Frederick was just laying down and looking and closing his eyes. So, did we think that Frederick was helping? I sure know I didn't. I didn't think Frederick was helping. I thought he was just being lazy. But do you think in the end, Frederick did help? Right, I agree. Frederick did help because he told them all about the sun and all the colors, and he made his friends all happy again in the lonely, cold winter. So, friends, the lesson of this story is that even if someone's work is different than yours, that doesn't mean it's no longer valuable. We should appreciate everyone for their own contributions. Thank you everyone for joining us. My name is Sascha once again, and this was Frederick by Leo Lionni. Bye.